What's up, guys? So I just recorded my recap and realized that my mic was muted. So this is round two. A little practice never hurts, I guess. So this morning the gap scanners were pretty thick. There was a surprising amount of them on there, really. But the main one that caught my eye was like the third leading gapper was up like 75%. Was AMC. It's a little bit larger float than what I would normally trade. I think it was like an 85 million. Normally I'm trading around the 10, 25 million or so. So a little bit larger cap than usual. Um, but when I went to look up the news to see why it was up, I didn't really find anything good. Um, there was something that came out Saturday morning about the top two stocks to avoid like the plague on Robinhood, AMC being one of them. So the lack of news and news like that, I really don't know why it was up, but because with everything that's going on with Corona, I couldn't imagine that anything great came of it. But anyways, I started watching this morning around 7:30. It was still pretty strong at that point. A lot of green volume. I had marked out all these daily levels from history, and a little bit of a double top around 8. But with all this green volume, I figured this was probably just going to be a pullback for some more momentum up. Hit some pretty good resistance up around the 470. I like this heavy red volume on the top. So it's a pretty good rejection, good follow through. So I went ahead and took a starter as it bounced off. What is this? 435. A few seconds later, it was higher, so I went ahead and sized in full. Probably should have slowed down a little bit. I mean, there wasn't much volume here, but typically after a big move, that first candle doesn't have a lot of volume. So I just had to, recognize your stops. So as it broke the highs, I had to go ahead and stop out. Of course, didn't break out very far, so in hindsight, I could have just held it a little bit more. But when they got this momentum up and they're above the VWAP, you don't want to, you gotta cut your losses because you never know how high they're gonna go. So there's some consolidation around this level. Not much green volume coming in. So I went ahead and took a starter as it broke the low of these red candles. The red volume was coming in. The green volume didn't really go up too much. So I've sized in for the full position as it was kind of breaking those low of that previous candle. Kind of struggling on this ascending support a little. Some good red volume was coming in. So it wasn't close to my stop yet. Came down close to the VWAP, popped up a little. Still seem to be kind of respecting this descending support, resistance. broke the VWAP, and as it broke the VWAP, I went ahead and covered half my position, and then it pushed a little further, and I went ahead and got all the way out, kind of at those 2 daily levels. So it made us push back up towards the VWAP. The green volume really wasn't that impressive, so I went ahead and took a starter here as it was kind of struggling to get close to the VWAP. It made a quick push up past the VWAP. Not much volume was coming in, and it seemed to kind of be hitting some resistance on the level 2, so I added for the full position right there. Nice flush off the VWAP. And when it broke this descending support or resistance, I had to go ahead and stop out. But there really wasn't much volume here either, so I started back in as the red volume was coming in. So right at market open, this was a green candle, so it was getting really close to my stop here. I mean, but the level 2 showed some good resistance there, but I was like a split second away from having to cover, and then it just rips down. And then a huge seller came in here. I mean, that's an insane amount of volume, especially relative to the rest of the day. I kind of covered half at the end of like the big push down, bounced around a little bit, took another push down, and then I got all the way out. So I was pretty happy with all these trades in here. I didn't want to get greedy, but I was thinking as this thing comes back up to the VWAP, there really wasn't much green volume coming in. So I thought about maybe starting a position here, but I mean, the goal lately has been to trade less, focus on locking in some profits, and don't be greedy. So I went ahead and just kind of watched this roll out. And it would have been really a pretty great play. So it's consolidating in this area here. I had a feeling I was going to push down more. So I took a starter as it broke the low of this previous red candle, and then it was dropping fast. So as I tried to hit in with hotkeys, I sized in the rest of the way as it broke the low. Bounced around a little bit and then did a big flush down, and I got out just a little too soon. But you can never nail the tops and bottoms perfectly, and overall there was a lot of good plays. So I think I went ahead and called it a day there. But here's kind of what it did the rest of the day. We're only at about 1 o'clock now, but it's up above the VWAP, so you definitely got to lock in those profits while you can, because they rarely ever just continue to always move in one direction. And like I said, lately the goal has been to trade less. So lately I've been trading around maybe 5 to 8 round trips. But I usually size in and out twice, which I think right now with having a small account makes it hard because it definitely adds to your commissions. But in the long run, I think it's going to be a good practice to size in and out of all your positions. But yeah, not a bad start of the week.